Hello guys, it's GearSage. This is a type of video I never usually make, but I feel it's very important, especially when it comes to Vegas users that are content creators that specifically upload to YouTube. I'm going to try to make this short. Now, if you're a Vegas user, you may have noticed that there's a lot of issues when it comes to codecs, encoding, conversions, and especially color spaces. Even regardless, in theory, you get the correct settings. Now, let's try to go through all the fixes that don't work. Now, you may be aware of the MP4 color fix by now. If not, this is exactly what happens. So when you have your original video file and you try to upload it as an MP4 with full quality, the color space will be completely wrong. Here's the original source material. I know it's going to be strange I'm using magic harps, but they're perfect actually because they're a really delicate color, and usually the colors are very sensitive. As for any type of simple layout when it comes to content creations or just any video games, you will notice there's a definite saturation in color space difference with blacks and white levels. Very different. Now the fix is of course when you go onto your video effects, go on levels, there's a preset called computer RGB to studio RGB. When you apply that to everything that has to do with videos or images on your project files, it will fix it. When you render it out, it will be 100% perfect. Now most people usually end there. They actually don't go through the effort to check their YouTube video and compare it to the original source content. It won't be right. It's actually not right. This is not a YouTube content creator fix. Let me repeat that. This is not a YouTube content creator permanent fix. If you think it is 100% right, you are actually wrong. Okay, scenario 2, you may know of Lossless Codecs. Now, you may have gotten lucky. This may have worked for you for small video files, or you might be the latter or the usual, where the lossless ones usually don't upload to YouTube correctly. Maybe because of file size is too big, or it may have to do with the encoding. It'll just give you an error on YouTube basically. However, there are a lot of lossless codecs out there. Some will work, some do not. I've actually had quite a bit of good luck with some lossless codecs, and if you're fine with the file size of lossless codecs, I would highly recommend them. Actually, they're perfect. They maintain perfect quality all across the board. Just the downside, of course, is that the upload speed will be absolutely ridiculous and it will take you about a half day to upload. But you know what? If you're not happy with the lossless codecs, you're not happy with the color corrections for the MP4 typical color fix, I do have quite a simple solution actually. So with that said, how do you maintain perfect quality in Vegas without doing ridiculous color bullshit corrections, having a lossless codec, and most of all, when I say perfect quality, I mean doesn't match exactly the preview on best full settings on Vegas Pro when it's fully rendered out? And the solution is something you probably don't expect. And the answer lies in the WMV file type in Vegas Pro. Yes, you heard me correct. The WMV file type, the one that everyone avoids for whatever reason. I know, don't exit out, just hear me out. I swear, my 5 to 6 years of experience on Vegas, this is the best solution I've found because I have not found it online anywhere on YouTube, forums, discussion boards, experts. I have not seen anyone talk about this weird exploit I found. This solution beats all the previous solutions I just told you about in every single way. It doesn't have the bloated file size of lossless codecs. It doesn't have the ridiculous precautions you have to do to fix your colors on MP4s. That MP4 one isn't really a fix because when you upload it to YouTube, it discolors it. When you render out to the settings I'm about to show you, it'll come out incorrect, but when you put it on YouTube, it will get it right. So with that said, let's begin step by step how to get your videos onto YouTube as a content creator, Vegas Pro user onto YouTube, matching one-to-one to the original source material you see on your preview window for Vegas. Okay, I'm going to try to abridge the living shit out of this because I know I hate long tutorials too. First things first, when you start your video file when it's really empty, you want to go straight to over here. You want to hit your project settings. You want to make sure it looks exactly like this as the following. You want 1080p if you're going to usually do 1080p. Do 4K if you please. Make sure field order is none. Anything else will fuck up your video. Pixel aspect ratio must be 1. Pixel format must be 8-bit. Full resolution rendering quality must be best. Anything else will not do. Motion blur type, you want it to be that. I won't even dare pronouncing that. Deinterlace method must be none. That is very important. Other than that, everything else by default should be correct. If you're curious, that is my audio settings, ruler settings, summary settings, and these are my audio settings. Alright, so now you have your project settings correct. Now when you drag a file onto there, it will say, do you want to match the settings to this? You want to hit no because your project settings are already spot on. Alright, so now say you have your project 100% done and everything else. Now this is actually a very important thing that I found very important that I want to put in this video just to make sure that you don't think that I'm just spouting a bunch of bullshit. you want to right click everything on your project that has to do with images or videos and hit switches and hit disable smart resample. That will blur the shit out of everything in your video. I don't know why Vegas does that by default, but trust me, you want that shit off. Alright, so with all that done, you have everything done, your project settings and all of your smart blur bullshit off. It's now finally time to render out your video. So hit render, and you want to scroll all the way down to the very bottom. You want to go to the WMV drop down, and now you want to scroll down to 8 Mbps HD 1080 30p video, and that won't actually do it yet, okay? Your settings actually won't be right yet. Now what you want to do is hit customize template. Now usually Vegas has the WMV 8 Mbps settings correct, but to get everything 1-to-1, you want to have it, well, that's of course if you're not doing anything bullshitty, but usually the audio is sufficient at 192 kbps 48 kHz stereo AV CBR, and Windows Media Audio 9.2 might say 9. 9 is actually pretty alright actually if you have it. Now video, this is what you want for your settings. Very important. This is where the magic actually happens. Now usually it has high definition 1440 by 1080, and that's what usually deters people from the WMV. It doesn't actually turn out correct if you have it that way. What you want to do is have it on custom, and you want to put it to the correct dimensions of an actual true 1080p video. Have it like that. And this is very important. Make sure the pixel aspect ratio is 1.0. If you keep it at 1.3, it won't come out correct. Very important to make sure the frame rate is still at 29.9. You go ahead and keep that on. Video smoothness, you want it at 100% correct. Otherwise, it'll be a bit blurry. Other than that, if your settings are like that, you should be gold. Bit rate's fine. Keep it at 8M. Do 10M. Some people even do it 12 to 13 for whatever reason. And of course your project settings, if you're stubborn like me and you didn't do everything in the beginning with the properties, you want to make sure the video rendering quality is best. In stereoscopic 3D mode, if you're not making a 3D video, go ahead, just keep that off. If so, I can't really help you there. I'm sorry. Now believe it or not, that's actually it. But now you might be saying, that'll still get the colors incorrect, you say. Yes, that's actually true. There will be a slight color difference. Now here's the mindfuck you will not find anywhere online. When you upload the output file that we just made for this entire video, the colors will actually be corrected to 100% accurate on YouTube. As for why, I'm not sure why it does that, but believe it or not, this is the file right here that we just uploaded. Here's the one on YouTube. And here is the original. As you can see, the YouTube and source are 100% correct, but the middleman, the one that we just uploaded, is incorrect. That is very weird. I don't know why it does that. And yes, you might be saying it's my player, but no, it actually looks like this on every single player I try. VLC, Media Player Classic, Windows Media Player, they're all incorrect, but when I put it on YouTube, the color space is suddenly correct, and this fixed a lot of issues for pretty much all of my videos, and especially notably my last one because it was very color sensitive, although they are just a bunch of moving PNGs. I get that. It's not that complicated, but with content creators, I know how important your quality and color space can be. You don't have to deal with inaccurate color adjustments for MP4s. You can just stick to these settings. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much the golden fix that I found for Vegas users when it comes to doing content creation on YouTube. Now let me try to just do a recap on that. Step 1, when you have your project properties, you want to make sure it's on 1080p. You have none on field order. Pixel aspect ratio is 1, not 1.3 or anything bizarre like that. Pixel format 8-bit, best on rendering quality, that for motion blur, and none on deinterlace. Next, when you're rendering out your video, you want to go on the WMV options and you want to pick the 8 Mbps HD 1080 30p video, and you want to customize the template into the following settings that I've already explained during this video. And then of course it will render incorrectly, but when you put it on YouTube, it will correct it to the correct colors and settings. And then you should be gold, guys. If you do all of that, it should come up 100% accurate when you put it on YouTube. I don't know why no one talks about this, or maybe no one's discovered it. I don't know. These are the golden settings for when it comes to producing content on Vegas and putting it on YouTube with full 100% of quality. It's perfect. Although give or take, the middleman is not right. If you want to have a non-YouTube video, go ahead and try the MP4 color fix. That will actually do just fine. Or you could even try getting a Lossless Codec. Hope you guys produce awesome shit. I hope your guys' content creator endeavors all come true and come to fruition with these settings, and I hope I helped you out. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. With that said, till next time, guys. Later.